Hi, I'm Kayla, the BookTube Turtle, and today I'm doing my October 2021 update wrap-up. So if you want to see the other videos that I have throughout the year for my monthly wrap-ups, I have a playlist that I will link in the cards. And if you want to see more from me, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified when I upload new videos. I usually post on Tuesdays. So I read 4 books this month for the Trick or Treat-a-thon. If you want to see more about that, I have a whole vlog that I did that's kind of a mess, but it's there if you want to watch it. And I will link that in the cards as well. The first book that I read this month was Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I absolutely loved this book. It was so good. I loved the characters. It was just really cute and fluffy, and it also just had those young royals vibes, which I also missed and I may or may not currently be rewatching while we're waiting for season 2. Anyway, yeah, this had been on my list to read for a while. Newt is being so loud right now. Child, why are you always gonna drink your water? As soon as I start filming, he's like, okay, I'm thirsty, I guess. Time to drink some water, very loudly. But yeah, it had been on my list to read forever and I just hadn't gotten around to it, and so I was like, you know what, I'm finally gonna do it. And it was so good. It was so good. I already want to read it again. Next, I read Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This was also really good. I had a pretty good reading month. I absolutely loved the Darker Shades of Magic trilogy, also by V.E. Schwab, so I was really excited to read Vicious. And like the writing style and like the timeline kind of thing was really cool and interesting, because sometimes we would be in like the present day and sometimes we would be like 10 years ago and what was happening back then and how all of these things are like connected and all of that, and that was really good. But the book is about Victor and Eli, who were roommates in college, and they're both really smart, really into science and medicine and experimentation, that kind of thing. And they discovered a way to create superpowers in people via a near-death experience. So basically, a situation where you are extremely close to death, but you come back. And then they also eventually figure out that like certain other factors are involved, like there has to be like a certain level of like fear and stuff like that. But there are some negative side effects that they eventually realize, and yeah, they're both kind of villains of the story, which is really interesting because it's, you know, told from their perspectives. So in the present, they are both trying to defeat the other. I don't want to like spoil anything because finding out a lot of what's going on is part of the fun. But yeah, it was really good, really interesting. I haven't really read something like this before, I guess. So yeah, if you have read any of like V.E. Schwab's other books and you enjoyed those, definitely check this one out. The next book I read this month was Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This was my lowest book of the month. Everything else was 5 stars. This one was 3.5 stars. I have mentioned this in the past that I just sometimes have issues with John Green books. It's like something about the writing style or just something just doesn't click with me. And I just can't. But I really wanted to read this one because I knew it was about anxiety, and like turtles is in the title, and we all know I love turtles, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And it was, I mean, I enjoyed it. I read it in one day. It's not a very long book. But yeah, I really liked the OCD representation and the anxiety representation. I've always had really bad anxiety. I used to have pretty bad OCD. I kind of grew out of it, and it just wasn't as much of a thing anymore, even though I do still have some mild OCD tendencies, I think. But yeah, reading like the main characters, I can't remember her name. I think it's Aza, but that might be wrong. I might be making that up. I don't know. But like reading her like experiences and like the spirals that she would fall down into, I was just like, wow, this is relatable. But like as far as like the plot of the book, this part was a little shaky. This billionaire guy goes missing, and the main character and her friends want to win the reward for finding him or like providing substantial information about where he is. But it kind of just drops off after a while, and then it's, I don't know. We do kind of find out at the end what happens, but like not really. It just felt a little random. Yeah, I mean, just in general, a lot didn't really feel resolved, which is why I did not rate it more than 3.5 stars. But I did enjoy it. There were a lot of like really good lines, quote type things that I really liked. It's just the kind of balance between like plot and character was kind of all over the place. Yeah. The final book I read this month was Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I'm sure everybody knows what this is about, so like we're not gonna have like a this is what this book is about section. But I reread this book for the first time in like 8 years probably. Like it's been a minute. So that was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, like it has its issues, and it reads a lot like younger YA, which was really noticeable since this time, since I these days tend to read more like older end YA, new adult, kind of in that blurry area of like this is technically YA, but it feels like it's pushing the boundaries of YA, you know? So yeah, this just like felt younger, which makes sense because I feel like most people read it, at least for the first time, in middle school, which is when I read it for the first time. But yeah, it was still like really entertaining. I had a good time reading it, and I definitely want to continue on and reread the rest of the series. Beyond the Fire is officially done. It's over, it's done. I'm so happy. So in October, I did all kinds of proofreading. I read through my book like a million times. I sent my book to a proofreader who also read through the whole thing. And then I had Microsoft Word literally read my book out loud to me so that I could catch anything else that I had missed. Because it's really hard to edit, like proofread your own book, because you're reading it and you know what you're saying, you know what's coming next, so you just kind of naturally skip over words and stuff, so it's harder to catch the things. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have Word read it to me so that I can actually hear it in Word's little robotic little voice. But yeah, and then I formatted the whole thing for ebook, paperback, and then hardback. So pretty much everything is ready to go at this point. And yeah, I'm really excited. For a little bit there, was a little worried that I wasn't gonna have everything done in time, but you know, we're at the beginning of November and it comes out in a few weeks, so we're good. We had time to spare. The novel comes out on November 23rd of this month, right now. If you want to pre-order an ebook, the link for that is in the description. If you want to pre-order a physical copy, signed physical copy, if you live in the US, I have a form you can fill out. Otherwise, just regular paperback and hardback will be available on release day through Amazon. I am officially book coach certified. If you've been watching these wrap-up videos all year, you know that I've been working on this certification program literally all year. And last month I submitted it for, I applied for certification, and it was like, you know, I didn't know when I was gonna hear, because they were like, it could take 4 to 6 weeks. But I heard at the end of October, and I legitimately shed a few tears, and I jumped around and screamed. It was great. Yeah, I just cannot express how excited I am about this and how proud of myself I am for like accomplishing this and like realizing that like, yes, this is what I want, I'm gonna go out and get it, because this is like honestly my dream job, to be able to work with writers and help writers achieve their own goals. And I'm also so thankful for everyone who helped me along the way, either by working with me on practicums or just supporting me. It really means a lot. If you are interested in any of my book coaching services or want to know more about all of that, I will link the page to my website below and you can check that out. So yeah, that was October. It was a good month. That's gonna be it for this video. Let me know down below what things you read or did in October. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.